Electric Boogaloo. But before I let Patrick take it away, please check out the doobly-doo down below for our sister shows as well as our Extra Life link. But without further ado, take it away, Patrick.
Thank you, Stephanie. Welcome, everyone. I'm the Dungeon Master. I play all the creatures that get killed by the players. Joining me tonight are...
Hello, everyone. I'm Lorne, playing Dr. Padme Asen, the Tiefling Artificer Extraordinaire.
Hello, everyone. My name's Chris. I'll be playing Maximilian T. Justice, Dragonborn Paladin of Glory, who completely has forgotten what we are doing because it's been 3 weeks, but we're back at Lake Reston for a second go at this. Let's not screw this one up again.
There will not be a third.
Hi, I'm Ian. I'll be playing Seymour Sunkiss, the Warlock newspaper man, and tonight's top story, popular familiars. How to upgrade your familiar for aquatic work.
Oh dear.
Wait. Yeah, sorry. Robotic.
Go cheer up, reset, and headset.
Wow, I thought that was a bit.
If only.
A bit much.
Yeah.
Ooh, ba-dum-bum.
Bravo.
Well, he fixes his issues. So many of them. Hi, everyone. I am Tara. I should be playing Chirrup, the stabby chaos bird, or otherwise known as the Kenku Bard of the College of Whispers. Steph.
Oh, I'm Stephanie, and I'm playing... Molly Goldman, socialist cleric and defender of the proletariat.
Hello, Nabil here. I'll be playing as Haboob of the Red Sands, a Tabaxi rogue of the Phantom subclass.
And I am Brendan, and I'll be playing Julius, the Vidalcan wizard.
Ian, do you want to try another introduction?
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Hi, I am Ian. I'll be playing Seymour Sunkiss, Warlock newspaper man, and tonight's top story, popular familiars. How to upgrade your familiar for aquatic work.
Last session, you completed exploring the desecrated lab used to create infernal creatures for the Horde of the Red Hand. You met a Tyrikeeter elf scout who was quickly eaten by a large creature. After you defeated it, you were approached by one of the elves and their group of wild elf scouts who brought you back to the main elvish village where you met their leader and Tralara, the sister of one of the slain elves. You exchanged information, learning that the black dragon Regiarix is in the ruins of Rest, along with a small but strong force. The leader, Stellaria, will not commit to sending forces to aid Brindle due to this threat in the swamp, but if it were to be removed, their high priest was away, but returned for the funeral, which you had been invited to. You rested, you gained a level. At the funeral, Chirrup performed a beautiful funeral dirge that was very well received. Seymour did drawings of some of the local people. Julius met with Elian Snowmantle, who was the cleric, and discussed some of the issues surrounding the clearly infernal work that the Red Hand had been doing. And Maximilian also spoke with Tralara and learned a little bit more about the lay of the land. And she is willing to travel with you out into the Black Fens. And since you flew in on owls, trekking by foot through this horrid marsh is a very long and slow process. She has managed to secure some of the flat-bottomed, narrow, almost canoe-like boats that the elves use to traverse the marshlands. So you will not be as slowed as you typically would be trying to make your way across to Lake Reston. You also heard that there seems to be a very private group of lizard folk in the swamp that Maximilian surmised is probably where Bogclaw is keeping his people and is hoping to make a detour there on the way out to the ruins of Rest. With that, you had another good night's sleep and a long rest. Is there anything you would like to do before you leave at first dawn the next day? Oh, Seymour has also sent his familiar out to invisibly scout the ruins in the middle of the lake, and will hopefully be getting a scouting report back soon.
I think I'm good.
I'm ready to keep going.
Yep.
I don't remember if I rolled my potion or not.
Roll it now.
Roll it now. It's first thing in the morning. The sun isn't even quite up yet. You are served a breakfast of, fish, some dried breads, and are given basic food packs of some of the local sort of fruits and berries and things like that, all kind of wrapped in large leaves from some of the trees in here, and you manage to push off through. And the Black Fens, they're more marsh than swamp. There's large open areas of murky water that's ringed by tall reeds and grasses. I mean, as you're making your way through the water, occasionally your paddles, get stuck in the mud, which you would think is a good 2 to 3 inches deep. And it's difficult to spy things as you are moving through here, as the reeds, tower 5 to 8 feet above the water's surface. And there are a few sort of hillocks and low hills. And in this slow-moving, clearly leech-infested water, you travel for most of the morning in the cool, sort of dark. There are fewer mosquitoes, but as the sun rises and the temperature rises with it, you clearly can feel them starting to buzz around you, and it isn't long before you remember how annoying it can be to traverse this kind of landscape, as they just are continually sort of sucking on you, biting into you. You can put some mud across some of your body, but they still annoyingly seem to find their way through. Whoever is leading can roll me a survival check with advantage, as you have Trelara assisting you.
Oh, who's leading?
Not the bird.
Not me. Unless it has to be me.
Mine's only a 2.
1.
I can get a
Whoever is
survival
proficient in it can make the roll.
In the
So if
past,
you're not
Luke
proficient,
had
it
been
doesn't
using
matter.
His proficient thing.
What is it? What are we rolling?
Survival.
survival.
We're picking one. person to roll
Communists can't
survival.
survive.
Excuse me, Seymour.
I think Nabil should do it with his thingy.
No. I should mention, because the last time we played this, I had to use my Whisper of the Dead to change my proficiency to another skill, so I don't
It's a
have
new day.
survival.
You've had a long rest since then.
Okay, so my survival is 4 now, if that's good enough.
So go ahead and roll.
With
So what?
advantage.
With advantage, coming up. Damn.
Yeah, you manage to find the going fairly easy. There are lots of open channels and pools that are, allowing you to make fairly good time through the swamp. You do notice here and there a couple of small marks in some of the trees that are on these tiny hillocks, Seymour. And
I point those out.
yeah, and whoever is proficient can give me a nature check as well, please.
Still not sure.
I have a 3.
I have a
Anyone who's
I'm not
if you're proficient, you can roll. Yeah.
I have good roll. I'm not proficient.
They're marks.
Does
Can I
Jack of all
do
trades
medicine?
count? Does
No.
Jack of all trades count for proficiency?
No, I think it only applies to.
I mean, it applies to all rolls, but it doesn't give you proficiency.
Exactly. Yeah.
I mean, I could spend a thing to get a nature, because Nabil just used his, so I probably should.
I need a short rest to change survival to nature, but I don't think we're taking a short rest anytime soon.
No, well, I will do it this time. And I will cast Borrowed Knowledge. For 1 hour, I have proficiency in the nature skill. Now, if I could get the baby to stop smashing the keyboard as I'm trying to
Smash that like button, baby.
get to the nature skill. Boo! I have a +5.
So you recognize these are clearly markings of some territory of some sort, but you are unable to pick out any particular specific
Wait,
marking
did it
that
roll,
would.
or was it just Cash bash? Cash kept hitting my hand. Did I actually roll nature?
Yeah, you rolled a 12.
Yeah.
Oh no, he
And-
put it right up to last week. I'm like, who's doing animal handling?
And
No, you rolled.
Talaria is able to tell you that, over the last few decades, numerous small tribes of lizard folks have lived in this area, and they have crude sort of huts surrounding the main kind of lake. So knowing which tribe is which is very sort of important, as some are less dangerous than others.
Do these markings match up with anything that I might have written down in my notebook from the last tribes? Like, do they match the ones that we were at least cordial with, if not friendly?
You find some that are and some that clearly aren't. And I will say you notice a couple are even sort of marked over top, as if there is clearly a skirmish for territory that happens, and Trelaria will agree and say that that is a very common occurrence. And even the ones that surround the lake seem to be in competition with each other more than working together half the time.
Well, I will let Talaria know that we may have already picked a side on this, so we got to be extra careful. And I'll point out the one for the lizard folk that we worked with before.
All right. And
oh, that wasn't a secret. That the rest of the party doesn't. That the whole party knows I did that. So.
And early afternoon, you find a decent-sized hillock. You're able to, get out of the boats, walk around for a little bit, and the markings that you have noticed, all seem to meet up in this one area, as you see off to one side of this hillock a very large marker with carved masks and other bones hanging from, what are clearly tree branches that have been worked quite ornately.
Ooh.
And you can see there are a multitude of these lizard clan markings on this one marker.
Okay, so we've noticed that, right? So. Oh, what was my point? So all the markings are meeting here in the middle. We're going to be meeting lizard folk soon, right?
Seems
We're
like
at
it.
their clan. Okay. How long has it been since we had to do the check with those markings?
It's been about 3 hours now.
Oh, okay. So I can't look for any mushrooms that might, ease this transition. I've lost my nature thing. I ain't gonna eat.
Yes.
Okay.
Anyone who is proficient can give me an investigation or an insight check to try and decipher some of these markings.
I've got an insight of 4.
Investigation is just a straight roll,
My
right?
insight is 7.
19 for investigation.
Damn it.
Same.
Ooh, 11.
Well, mine's insight, but yes.
Ugh, these rolls.
I got a 16.
I see a pair of 19s.
Yeah. The
I didn't
guys,
see.
the 2 + 5s.
Yeah, as you investigate and explore around this fairly large marker, I will say you do notice a variety of symbols that again have been changed over time, or some that are very clearly sort of angrily scratched out. Seymour and Badme, you pick up that there is one of the freshest symbols in there that does appear to be very similar to some of the ones you saw earlier, Seymour, but slightly modified. But it is very clearly a claw of some sort. So it looks like a slightly modified symbol of the previous regime, which Bogclaw was the son of the Lizard King. So with Max and Badme having sort of insight, you would think that that is the probably symbol for them, as it is A, the freshest, and B, a slight alteration of an older one you've seen before that you can actually find carved out lower down on this marker.
Oof.
Okay, so that's clearly Bogclaw's symbol. However, we don't have a way of calling Bogclaw or any of his peeps.
I mean,
Don't you?
I wish I knew what you were driving at.
Everybody can roll me a history check.
I swear there was something we had that we could call him with.
Fuck, I don't know. I pull out the conch.
The person who wasn't there.
Hey, we told you stories.
Yes, Julius, you remember that, yes, you were in fact given a horn to blow to call Bogclaw.
Why don't I remember this?
Claw!
Oh, this thing? As I pull it out of my pack.
Yes, that.
I was using it to scratch my back. Sorry.
I don't
Wants to
have.
blow it.
Yeah, I don't have the word horn anywhere in my.
No,
Who
I don't
wants to be
either.
Horatio
but
Horn Blower?
I'll wipe it off, and because somebody has to be carrying it anyway.
Yeah.
It was probably said in passing, and I didn't stress it enough.
Chirp points his
Maybe, yeah.
beak. He's like, not him.
Yeah, I will wipe off the end because I've been using it to scratch my back. And
Roll me a performance check, please, Seymour. Yeah, it rings out across the marshlands. There is a spray of birds that fly up out of the grasses and the marshes. And then everything falls silent for a while. Is there anything you wish to do?
oh, go ahead.
Maybe we can build a small fire here. Although they would be able to see us regardless.
Yeah, they're gonna
There
see us
is a
coming.
fire
But,
here.
thank you.
Yeah, there is a small fire because you guys
Oh, is
you've had your lunch here, so.
Well, I'll stay by the idol because I remember having at least a reasonably good rapport with Bogclaw the last time we talked. So I'll be up by the symbol, I guess.
That's
Same with me.
threatening. Put your weapon away.
Oh yeah, obviously. I don't
Take
know
off
if
your
I
armor
don't know
so
if he
you
speaks
seem,
Draconic.
Didn't they speak Draconic before? Because I could speak to them. I remember that.
Yeah. Well, let's find out. So, we'll blow the horn, and I guess we'll wait an hour. Blow it again after a couple minutes, and then it should be enough.
Yeah, it takes about 45 minutes. And Seymour, you notice it first. There is a slight wave in some of the grasses and movement, and you just see 3 large eye stalks peeking out from under the water.
I point that out to the group and that's gonna be trouble.
Eye stalks?
Like there are eyeballs on the end of stalks sticking
Yeah.
out of the. Oh.
Yes.
Lizard folk do not have eye stalks. Okay.
No, I'm gonna step behind. Do we have time to do any movement before it?
Yeah, you've just noticed it. It just appears to be watching.
All right, I am going to start sliding on over. Guess it's time to move along.
Guess you
Move
better be
right
hitting
into
the
its tracks.
dusty old trail.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else you are doing?
When I'm at least in a somewhat safer position away from the edge of the water, if it hasn't attacked yet and we're all looking at it, I will give a little wave and say, hello? Tralara, do you know what that is?
She shakes her head, but slowly draws her bow from across her shoulder.
I'll prepare an action as well. I'll prepare Sacred Flame in case it's aggressive towards us.
I'll prepare my crossbow.
And I will, trying to get into a position where I can hide behind the tree. Say, hello, would you like to talk? You're just watching us. If you're a crocodile with 3 eyes, that's weird, but we know you're there.
I'll step forward a bit.
Maybe throw a rock at it? I don't know.
Do I have any idea what this is? Is this like something that looks magical or demonic or anything like that? Because like normal creatures don't tend to have eye stalks.
Except for snails, slugs,
well, this is a little
shrimp.
big.
Anyone who's proficient can give me a nature check.
I think we've already determined we don't have anyone
Nope.
proficient in nature.
Yeah.
Well, Seymour could use a second spell slot.
Oh, of my 2 spell slots.
You said it's active for an hour. Has an hour already lapsed?
Yes.
Oh, yes.
It's been like
Oh.
4 hours at this point.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Never mind. I just have my bow and arrow ready.
And as you are all watching the 3 eyes disappear back under this sort of black, brackish water.
Can I look behind us? Is something trying to ambush us from behind?
Give me a perception check.
All right. Yeah, ba 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 ba.
Ba 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 ba.
Bye-bye.
See, that's cash right there. That's a cash money roll.
You notice a fairly large lizard that has been sort of poking its head above the water, just under one of the bushes kind of behind you, Seymour.
I'm going to point that out and yell, "Go on, get!" at that lizard.
Wait.
That's probably going to single me out, but
I'm gonna walk up and sort of wave one arm as sort of a greeting. Maybe there's a lizard folk attached to this thing.
It tilts its head and flicks its tongue out and grabs one of the fairly large bugs in the air.
Max, I think it's hunting, and
Yeah.
I'm going to look back. Are those 3 eyes behind us again?
one of the eyes is behind you, and then you see coming out of the water beyond the three eyes, you see this massive patch of green skin. It almost looks like a frog, and then
Oh, God
continues to
damn it.
grow and grow, and you see a couple of tentacles come out.
Uh-oh.
And then-
Can I have a
Unreal.
free action to have a womanly scream to alert the party?
You
Heck
can, and you are, which is then followed by hearty laughter as also rising up on the back of this beast. You recognize the Lizard King Bogclaw.
I didn't
Oh,
know
thank
God,
buddy.
mount.
Oh, fuck
Yeah.
it. That was perfect.
Okay.
Thank you. God, that was absolutely beautiful.
And-
I cover my mouth. It's like a perfectly cut off scream.
I-
right when I realized it. Ah!
I will look. I will look kind of agog at this for a second, and then just kind of laugh and shake my head and go. If anyone was going to in Draconic, if anyone was going to ride a froghemoth, of course it would be you.
Chirp is impressed.
Well, it is just a youngling, but when it grows to its full size, it might be a little more unruly as a mount. But for now, it makes a fine entrance, don't you think?
Very stylish.
I
A+
would-
for presentation.
I would say it's hard to upstage me, but you've done it.
And with that, he will leap fairly gracefully onto the hillock and, staring at all of you, just say,
Welcome, and you called for me.
We sure did. Bogclaw, I humbly, I thank you, of course, for being in your presence. You are, after all, the regent around these parts, the ruler, as it were.
and he shakes his head and just says,
We are a small clan, but I am doing what I can to protect them.
Excellent. This is why we've come to you today. We are looking for your help. You, of course, know of the dragon and his people up at Lake Rest, yes?
Indeed, that is why we remain so quiet.
Yes.
That and the elves who've spotted us but have not yet visited our dwelling.
How does Taralara react to that? I'll look back.
she doesn't understand a word that's being spoken right now.
Aha.
I will translate for her, assuming they're talking in.
Draconic.
They're speaking in Draconic.
Yeah.
She just whispers,
Yeah, I told you we saw them.
Yes.
We just don't know where they actually live, and we're not that bothered.
I think that the elves are possibly just playing it safe. These are dangerous lands as of late.
Very.
Uh,
How may I aid?
Well, my initial thought was that we could request the assistance of you and your people to possibly help us sneak into their fortress at was it Reston?
Rest, the ruins of Rest.
Yeah.
It's Lake Restalin.
Oh, okay. So I'm getting that backwards. The ruins at Rest and possibly seize whatever artifact or treasure they're holding there, or perhaps take down one of the Worm Lords. But if you are not of the numbers to do so, we're looking for a way in. We're looking for a way to get past the lizard folk that guard this fortress, and to get inside.
those folk on the lake. They cow to the dragon, not to me.
But will they listen to you?
Can we convince them to rise up?
Presumably no, but they may be convinced to stand down. They are full of infighting themselves. We could aid you in... Well, I wouldn't want to kill them, but we would aid you in subduing them, because they should return to the fold if they wish.
We don't want to kill them either. We don't want to kill anyone if we can help it.
I would be happy if you would kill the interlopers in the city, just not the lizard folk. Our numbers have been so greatly reduced by that dragon. I will happily aid you in getting you to the city.
Excellent. We will endeavor to not harm the lizard folk. If we can, get past them, convince them to stand down, or convince them to flee into the swamp for a while, allowing us to get in, then perhaps we can help each other out here, and perhaps we can put in a good word with the elves further upstream and begin some diplomacy.
He kind of shakes his head from side to side as if he is considering that, and he says,
further down the line, perhaps.
Of course.
The kin on the lake, they collect treasures for the dragon. They have their reed boats. You may be able to disguise yourselves as a couple of them. Perhaps the rest of you can be under the water. They may not see that coming. If we are able to subdue them, I would be able to send a couple of my warriors to paddle you across as well. They can't tell one from the other.
Yes, I think this might be the beginnings of a plan, of an actual plan.
What about these hollow reeds right here? Are these useful in any way?
No, that looks like a terrible idea. We wouldn't be able to see down there. We'd attract all sorts of attention.
We could cast light, though.
This feels incredibly messed up.
That sounds like a very good plan. You should try that.
No, you know what? I like your original plan. I think we'll stick with that.
Yeah, that seems the more sensible way.
So,
we may have a little more information in a few hours. We have an inside man who should be there by now, right, Patrick?
Oh, yes. And arriving and flying over the city, they can see that, it is a massive, dark lake that sort of broods here in the middle of the marshes. Out near the middle, there are decrepit stone buildings jutting out from the water, some only a couple of feet above the surface. Most of them sort of lean and sag. They see two buildings that have survived quite well, appearing to be perhaps even fortified slightly. They both have rickety wooden walkways ringing them down at water level. I would say they look like recent additions. How long are you going to have your familiar scout above the area and watch? That will glean you different information.
Until his vision, which I'm just checking now, is insufficient to see, because I don't want him getting right up there, and because because he can see 120 feet. So that will be as close as he gets once the light goes down. And he's also going to check under the water. But he won't be like, going his full speed when he hits the water. He'll do a slow and controlled transition so he doesn't attract attention. And once the light's down, he can still see, as long as it's not too turbid, 120 feet underwater.
The water is about 20 feet deep. It is full of leeches, and he notices a couple of other creatures swimming around underneath the water as well. And above ground, after about an hour of observation flying around between the couple of buildings, he does notice that... actually, have him give me a perception check, please.
All right.
And it's his stats, not yours.
I know. I was about to say that. Why does he have a high persuasion but not perception?
Because he's a demon.
Yeah. Oh,
Devil,
no, he's
rather.
a devil.
Deal maker.
He's Devil Kid.
All right. Yeah, he clearly notices the lizard folk sort of lurking about the huts that ring the lake. And flying across the water, notes sort of a glint of steel and movement near the top of the one tower out in the center of the lake. It appears to be an old bell tower that is leaning slightly, and hobgoblin sentries are clearly milling about on the top level.
Oh, and we did forget, because we leveled up. We're getting this all real time because we can I can communicate with them telepathically now.
Yes. And as they get closer, to the other building, they can also see movement and large creatures atop that. And he hears a distant kind of chittering roar from somewhere within the ruins that clearly sounds like one of those demonic razor fiends that you fought earlier.
Sorry.
And finally, after about the third hour, I will say he sees a group of 6 lizard folk board a reed boat, paddle across the lake to the central building, not the bell tower, the other one that has the wooden walkways. They moor the boat, seem to be carrying in a small container with them. About 5 minutes later, Index hears a tremendous roar, followed by a couple of wailing screams and a loud hissing sound. A different roar from what he's heard before. 4 lizard folk come scurrying from the building, scrambled to their boat, and hurriedly return to the southern shore of the lake.
Guess it wasn't sufficient.
Didn't feed it enough.
Finally,
okay, yep.
After another couple of hours, Index watches as coming up out of the water, sunlight sort of glinting off its scales as the water pours off it, a black dragon. It clambers up to perch on the roof, where you witness a goblin wearing bright armor and a wicked-looking bow. They chat with the dragon for a minute, then climb upon its back, and after taking a moment to stretch his wings, Regiarix launches into the air, heading east.
There's no way that Index can grab my hat, right? No. Damn. That bitch owes me money.
But would you tell him to try?
No, I'm actually gonna ask the party. Okay, so that's what we've seen. Do we want Index to go inside? he can shrink a little and go in as a spider, and we can just have him scout out inside carefully while we sleep and head out in the morning. Because it's the evening right now, right? Because we've been
No, because
strategizing.
he got there earlier. So you've been strategizing. It's late, late afternoon for you where you are in the swamp, and you would figure you're still a good 2 hours away from the lake itself by boat.
Do we want to continue?
Yeah.
Or let him get more information? Because if they're on the move, that's not good. But
No.
that's an opening for us.
It's an opening for us. That means Regiarx isn't there right now. We can go in.
I still want my hat back.
We'll get your hat back. Did you see him leave with your hat?
Did I see him leave with the hat?
Not with that perception check.
Oh. It was a fine hat, though.
Well, we'll see if he left it at the tower. Or the Central Administration Building.
Would Frogzilla fight the dragon? I guess they're about the same size, right?
It's a baby frog.
Probably not.
Bogclaw says no to that.
All right. Well,
though he says it would be fun.
Yes. Well, looks like we've got an opportunity. Regiarx is gone, so let's.
I say we got to move. We can't rest, right? We just got to go.
Yeah, well, he should be mostly rested up. So let's get in there. Let's start enacting planned distraction and sneak in.
All right, Bogclaw wishes you all well, and will send 4 of his warriors to meet you there if you wish for them to.
Yes.
Guide you in.
Max, how about this? If they're coming with us, we don't want to endanger your followers. So, what do you think about this, Max? If they swim around and just make big distractions, then move on, and just pull people away. Don't stay in one place. Make a big noise. Make a big light a fire. Just something distracting, and then come the long way home.
I'd rather not do like anything that would tip them off. We need to be in those buildings before they know we're there. Sorry, Bogclaw. How are they going to? How are your men planning on sowing discord amongst the lizard folk?
I thought you were going to subdue the lizard folk that you wish to take care of.
Yes.
The rest of my folk will attempt to distract some of the other ones around the lake bed itself. Prevent them from answering any calls. And then my men, if you wish, can
help paddle across. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
They will not be questioned as we all look alike to them.
Okay, I think we have a plan. We knock out some lizard folks and then use their boats to cross. We have to disguise ourselves. People with disguise kits, are we ready for this?
I have a possible solution to this.
Is it magic that disguises you?
Sort of.
All right, I'll trust you on this.
I'm just going to double check how this works.
Because I'm ready to roll.
Bogclaw Predator handshakes Max and wishes everybody well.
Yeah. Awesome. All right. Let's go get killed a second time.
Huzzah!
Yeah, we gotta take this baby take this baby to bed. Can we do a
10-minute break? Yep.
All right, thank you. That's a good place to pause.
Off to our doom.
I'm upset. If you'd gone to their village, this was the map I found, which is one I love. It's a giant snail shell.
That's good. I like that.
It's really low resolution for me. Oh, there we go.
Really?
Yeah, it just.
No, it pops in after a second. That's good. I like that. All right, I'll be right back. Also, it's not following the right snail. What's the ratio? The one that was all up in
Fibonacci.
Fibonacci. Yeah.
Yeah, the gold.
Anyway,
right
go look
there.
after the baby.
Never. I'm putting him in a dumpster.
Is dumpster your name for crib?
Midnight
It
dumpster
is.
baby.
All right, I'll be back.
Oh shit!
Also, we were looking for their village.
I had two
You were,
elixirs.
but you met them here if you'd gone to the village.
Yeah.
And Patrick, before I forget,
Yes.
Harmony and Alex say thank you. They had such a blast at your game.
Oh, good. I'm really
Yeah.
glad. They were
There's
great.
like, oh my god, he was so great. He was so patient. Because like Harmony is like, he was like, let me ask all of my questions because of my disability. I was like, well, yeah, it's kind of like what he's supposed to do. But you're welcome.
What disability?
Oh, right? Like, no, she does have a slight learning disability that makes it hard for her sometimes. And she's like, she was so worried about, like, oh, I'm going to be bothering him and asking all these questions. I was like, girl, just go and have fun. Like, it's okay.
Yeah, one of the best parts of the convention is playing with new players. And I
Yep.
mean, it was the other three that showed up to a tier 1 game with level 5 pre-made characters.
Ooh.
I mean, you can have level 5 pre-made characters.
Yeah, no, one of their friends made it for them. They were not pre-generated.
Oh.
Yeah. So they were also quite happy. Like, thankfully they had those pre-gens at the table right next to where we were playing, so they immediately switched over and they were really good about it.
Good.
That's good, yeah. Alright. I'm double checking how my elixir works, because apparently for the last 2 levels, I've had 2 magic elixirs every morning and just didn't know it. Yeah, like, this is how much I've used that feature of my class.
It's amazing when you learn new things about yourself.
So I can create additional elixirs by expending a spell slot. I choose fix. Creating an elixir requires me to have alchemist supplies. I do. Last until it is drunk or until the end of your next long rest. Cool. Well, I guess I should see what my second elixir is. Sweet! It's the one I wanted.
Huzzah!
Well, because this literally will give us the ability to make ourselves look like lizard folk for 10 minutes.
Nice.
As a potion.
As a potion. As a potion.
The only downside is it would give me 1 spell slot left.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
So yeah, it would basically tap me out.
Have we gotten a short rest, just sitting around the fire eating lunch and everything? Since it was 45 minutes just waiting for Bogclaw to show up.
I'm sorry?
I don't know if Patrick is back yet.
Brendan was
I
asked.
just got back. What? What, Brendan?
Would we have gotten a short rest standing around the fire waiting for Bogclaw to show up, since that was like a 45-minute thing?
Yeah, not a problem. I mean, you're also, like, you could take a short rest in the boats traveling by 2 hours. It's not strenuous work.
Okay, so if we are taking a short rest, and since none of us has proficiency in nature, I'm gonna use Wisdom of the Dead to at least be proficient until we get out of here. Someone else can take over survival. Please tell me someone else is good at survival.
We don't have an either.
No one has survival. God damn it!
No.
it's
Oh my
Patrick,
god!
Patrick looked through our character sheets and picked the 2 skills he had nobody.
I absolutely did not. You just happened to be literally out in nature.
Last time we had a ranger who did have them, and thus was good at them.
Yes, I think we're most.
And your rolls were solid anyway.
Well, they were.
Okay, so here's the thing. If I stick with survival with proficiency, that brings it up to 4. If I stick with nature, that pumps me up to 6. So
I think the survival is more important.
okay, I'll stick with that for the time being.
And if you just have it until you use the feature again, right?
Yeah, I have this Steve Irwin spirit teaching me how to survive here.
Yeah,
Sorry,
and
Bear
so, like,
Grylls.
There's no reason to swap to nature now if you still have the survival.
True.
You can swap to nature later if you really need it, right?
I mean, I need a short rest, at least a short rest to change it, or a long rest. So
But you
yeah,
still have the previous one, right?
I still have survival.
Yeah, so, like just hold on to survival, and if the situation arises where we really need someone proficient in nature, swap over.
It's like, guys, give me 45 minutes just to get a short rest, and I go
like,
get
I'm
nature
not-
on the line.
I'm not proficient, but I have a +4 in nature. So
I have
as long as
3.
it's required
Yeah.
proficiency, we're fine.
I mean, while we're waiting for everyone else to come up, damn, I've just been taking a look for the mummy's mask. The fighter is pretty interesting with the Rune Knight. I was taking a look at them, the Rune Knight and Echo. No, sorry, not Echo. What's the other one?
Oh, the Echo Knight?
Yeah, I was looking at Rune.
No Echo Knights.
Oh, fuck.
No critical role classes.
Okay.
Hunter.
No, you weren't.
Oh.
Okay, so
regular hunter.
so Rune Knight is top of my list now. Echo Knight is out. Rune Knight is pretty. Wow.
Rune Knight is really good.
It is interesting, yes.
I can
Rune Knight
throw.
is what Grey Paw was going to be.
Echo Knight would be it would break the campaign.
Yeah, Echo Knight, it can be very broken. It's kind of like the Twilight Cleric, where it just is broken. I'm surprised how unbroken Steph has been in using her cleric on Wednesday nights.
And when I initially played your Rhymes on the Forest Maid in the first round, I played that dwarf Twilight Cleric. Jesus Christ, I was just suffering with that character.
Wait,
I'm
you
just...
a cleric named Jesus Christ?
No. The problem is he got stuck in 2 separate avalanches because he couldn't outrun the damn things.
And plus, I'm a dwarf. Dwarfs are not meant to outrun.
No, it's because you were a dwarf. It's literally yes, they have to run 60 feet, but I only have a 50 when I dash. Well, goodbye.
Yeah, but they got rid of that, thankfully.
Thankfully.
Everybody just moves 30 feet now.
Which is kind of sad.
I wanted to try Arcane Archer, but we have so many range people over here. Arcane Archer sounds cool.
Sounds cool.
Oh, that's all it is? Goddamn.
Yeah, I've looked at playing one, and yeah, people who have played them say you need to work them because your arcane shots, you literally only get a couple of them. So after that, you're just a basic archer. Like you need to make it far more like a battle master's maneuver, so you can actually utilize the cool parts of the class.
Yeah, you have something like 4 at max level, which is so very limited.
It's not even proficiency bonus.
Yeah, like if it was proficiency bonus, that would max out at what, 6?
6.
Which is fine. Like that's a decent amount.
7 if you have an Iron Stone of Mastery.
Yes, but
damn.
Yeah, like it's just it's one of those things of you look at it and go, okay, this is really cool and has some really cool effects.
It's the four elements monk problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, also don't sleep on like a druid circle, of the desert, or a desert ranger could actually be kind of cool too.
I'm gonna be struggling with druids because I honestly can't wrap my head around druids. They're so, I don't know,
You don't
way
have to play
above
a
me.
druid as a shapeshifty person. You can play a druid as a pure spellcaster and do fine.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's why
Star-
That's why the desert would work well for it. Don't go Beastmaster,
Wildfire,
or don't go
Moon.
Moon.
Yeah, Wildfire is a pure,
It's
pure
pure aggro.
spellcaster base.
Yeah, the only thing that I really am annoyed with Wildfire Druids is past the play test, they took out Fireball. I am so annoyed.
It's
Mhm.
the fire spell.
It's the perfect class for it. These guys want to burn everything down. Have Fireball will travel. I mean, what else am I going to cast?
Remember
I mean,
how the electrical or the storm cleric, what is it called? Tempest? Tempest doesn't get lightning bolt? Like, what the hell?
I don't know.
Because when you can max damage with it, it becomes absolutely broken. Like that's why when I had a Tempest Cleric that got a Wand of Lightning Bolts, and oh my god, he was unstoppable.
Tempest Cleric, eh?
Tempest Clerics are a lot of fun. I will say you won't get full use out of them because you can't really use Call Lightning in small spaces.
Yeah.
When you're outside, it's going to be awesome, and there are large sections that are outside. But yeah, I mean, when you're not,
Yeah. What sort of rogues do people recommend?
for a desert
Yeah.
theme or
Swashbuckler's good.
yeah, I mean,
Strength rogue.
well, I mean, yeah, you guys are the opening section of this is you are treasure hunters that are being allowed into basically a city that's been walled off that's full of undead to go search tombs. So yeah, rogues, clerics, things like that, especially tied to the more Egyptian gods, will all work well. But yeah, think Tomb Raiders as opposed to anything else.
suit up boys, we're going to Hamanoptera. Let's go.
I need to like go dig into Egyptian folklore or something.
Read the player's guide that I put in, and I'll put in a. I mean, one of the really nice things, they have a guide to the gods in the back of the first campaign. So I'll cut that out and post it in the chat as well.
Okay.
But yeah, think of like the Tomb of Annihilation backgrounds as well, like the archaeologist and stuff like that.
Patrick.
Yes,
Chariot.
they exist.
Can I drive a chariot through a tomb?
Generally
No.
not. Unless it's the tomb of a charioteer and there's an underground racetrack.
That'd be cool.
I mean, I'm not. Yeah, that'd be freaking cool. There's only one rule, no rules. Everyone, get on your chariots.
I mean, one of the things I have sort of sketched out for this is because it's literally, a dozen groups of adventuring parties that are being brought into this town, that there's going to be chariot races like Fast and the Furious happening at nights because, of course, they get bored and they're just assholes.
Of course.
That's gonna be so much fun.
Oh yeah,
It's going to be a bit, so we might as well continue.
Vin Diesel pops out of nowhere. You don't turn your back on family. It's like, crap this.
It's all about family. Like, really?
You just have to watch out for the large ice-filled tubs of whatever beer is sponsoring them at the time and avoid that area.
Oof.
Sounds like I just need to avoid that whole damn town.
All right, so back in your boats. Haboob, give me another survival check. Actually, no. You've got lizard folk that are leading you. I'm not even going to make you do that.
Phew.
You'd have been fine.
So, okay, are we doing my potion transformation? That'll give us 10 minutes where each of us can look like a lizard folk.
I don't have anything in disguise. I should mention that I'm very good at hiding. I should also mention that.
Isn't lizard face
have-
racist?
Hiding some of us.
I don't have a disguise kit. I thought I did.
I honestly thought you would. Isn't it part of your basic backpack.
Not as a bard.
No,
Oh, no.
it's one of the more expensive kits.
All right. So what I'm hearing is that nobody has proficiency in disguise kit to make the guy with scales look like a lizard folk.
No, sorry.
No, I have a potion
Okay.
that gives you the ability to basically cast Alter Self, which allows you to transform your appearance. You decide what you look like, including your height, weight, facial features, sound of your voice, hair length, colorization, and distinguishing characteristics, if any. You can make yourself appear as a member of another race, though none of your statistics change. You also can't appear as a creature of a different size than you, and your basic shape stays the same. If you're bipedal, you cannot use the spell to become a quadruped. At any time during the duration of the spell, you can use your action to change your appearance in this way again. It's basically Polyjuice Potion, except we don't have to have an aspect of the original creature.
Right. Do you have 2 of those or just 1?
I can make 8. I currently have 1.
Okay. I think we only need 2. We need 1 person on each boat, and then a bunch of people underneath the boats.
Quick question: how long does your potion last?
10 minutes.
10 minutes.
We're not going
We need to be really, 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 really quick on this. Otherwise, one of us is going to be ODing on this potion.
Yep. All right. So let's get in there and let's knock out some lizards.
I have faith in us. We can do it.
I have faith we're going to kill them all before the day is done, but yeah, let's go.
So because making these potions cost me spell slots, how many am I making?
I think I would need one. Habub would need one.
We only need 2 people to be or how many? We're taking 3 boats, 2 boats.
From what the familiar has told you, one sort of reed raft typically carries 4 to 6 of the lizard folk. So if 2 of the lizard folk from Bogclaw's tribe go with you, you'd only presumably need 2 more people above deck. The rest could, kind of sort of swim along or hold on to it and be under the water if you wanted to go that way.
All right. We only need 2, I think.
And did our cleric take underwater breathing?
Well, let's talk about these lovely reeds.
Oh, we're having...
You've got reeds or you've got stealth
Okay.
checks.
We should be fine with that.
Yeah. Well, okay. So I only need to make 1 potion, is what you're saying.
I think so. Yeah. If you get 1 already.
Okay. In that case, then I use a 1st level spell slot to make a transformation potion.
All right. Let's sneak up on rest.
I will also hand my boldness potion to...
A Boober Max.
I'll give it to Max.
All right, because I thought I was going to be up front, or maybe I need to be underwater.
Well, no, this is a potion of bless
Oh, yes.
for a minute.
Okay.
No concentration required. You get a potion of bless,
All right. Let's.
but it takes an action to drink it,
Yeah. No. Makes sense.
and it stacks with bless. Yes, that's the other thing. Just be aware.
Clerics do not get water breathing, only druids.
No, they do.
I'm at the player's handbook right now, not on the cleric list.
I would have.
Maybe nature cleric gets it, but standard cleric spell list does not have it on there.
Druid, Ranger, Sorcerer, Wizard.
Yeah, I'm on 5e tools. Artificers get it. Druids, Rangers,
Yeah, I don't have 3rd level spell slots. Oh shit! I stand corrected. Okay. Well,
I would have thought so, but nope. Because I would have said that Stephanie or Molly clearly could have prepared that just in case.
I guess we're using reeds, guys.
Hooray! We have
gonna
a
be fun.
use for reeds
Or stealth checks.
or stealth checks.
Both.
All right, let's do this.
Reeds,
All right. 2 hours travel by boat brings you to a large, dark lake brooding in the middle of the marshlands. It measures nearly 2 miles wide. There is a cloying reek of decaying vegetation, and swamp ooze is thick in the air as countless frogs and insects and marsh birds chirp and croak and call to each other in the falling sun. Out near the middle of the lake, dozens of decrepit stone buildings jut from the black waters. In most cases, the buildings sag and lean treacherously, the windows of their upper stories now even with the still lake's surface. 2 buildings seem to have survived relatively intact, and you presume they are the 2 that Index told you about. One is a large stone tower about a quarter mile from the southern shore, and the other is a large stone building nearer the lake's center. Both structures have rickety wooden walkways ringing them, and they appear to be recent additions. It would seem that someone has made an attempt to settle down here.
Okay. I actually have a question about the walkways. Oh, there we go.
There we go. Thank
So
you.
that is a basic map. You can see on the water's edge, you do see crooked huts leaning on rickety wooden stilts over the black waters of the lake. They're about 20 feet in diameter. Wooden walls, roof of sticks and branches, all covered with copious amounts of dark gray, rancid-smelling mud. You see the hut's floor is about 3 feet above the surface of the water, and there is a crude ladder made of broken branches lashed together with reeds that seems to be at the entryway. You see tied on the far side of it are multiple reed boats. And as you all approach, give me a group stealth check, please.
All right. You're going to love this result.
You see there are, there's a large campfire, and you can see there are, at least one of these larger sort of lizard pets lounging on one of the rocks, catching the last of the sun. There are other lizard folk that appear to either be fishing. One is sort of out working on the rafts itself. There appears to be a taller one wearing a slightly different dress with bones piercing through the ears and the nose that is, clearly cooking over the large campfire that they have going.
So, who ended up taking the potions?
I think I might have taken one of the alter self potions.
Yes. And then we need one more person, and I would recommend. I would suggest Seymour, because he speaks Draconic, and he's got pretty good.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. Holy shit, Patrick.
That's Stephanie. That's Molly Goldman's stealth roll.
Damn. I'm sorry, Molly who?
She rolled better than everyone else.
Yeah.
She rolled better than a rogue and a stealthy bard, so that's embarrassing.
Yeah, you should not be beaten in stealth by a cleric.
Yeesh.
She's got a +5 to it, though.
God damn.
That's Ian's, of course.
Yeah.
Wait, you serious?
Yes. He has a -1 to his dexterity.
Yeah, remember, Dex is his dump stat.
Oh,
I mean, it is better than choices he's made in the past for dump stats.
Yes.
Yes, it is.
So as you are approaching, most of you are quiet. However, unfortunately, Max and Seymour splash into some deeper mud. Seymour drops his flask and curses and is digging around in the mud. And the lizard folk are not surprised by your arrival and immediately start sort of screeching, grabbing for weapons. It is time to roll initiative. There was a chance for surprise, but
We didn't roll good.
not
Oh.
quite enough.
So
You
where
tried.
are we?
I mean,
I'm
we.
missing a Frankie.
I
Oh,
mean, we started out.
Here I am.
We started out having
So
a
yeah,
nice run.
bottom left-hand corner of this map. So yes, you see these two thatched covered huts out in the water, just resting above the water line. You can see, just from your vision, at least 4 lizard folk in view, but some are clearly in the water, along with one of these larger sort of lizard pets that you have seen in the past as well.
Now remember, we are attempting to knock them out.
Oh yeah, let me roll in.
Oh sure, let me. Oh sure, please let me knock them out with this very sharp, pointy end of my arrow.
You can
Chirp's going
you can go
first.
non-lethally.
Okay, I know. Abu was being sarcastic to Max. It's
I'm
like,
just,
yeah,
I'm
sure.
just asking for no explosions, please.
I don't do
Aw.
explosions. I do blood splatter. Explosions is, I think, the doctor's thing.
The doctor and the bird. I'm sorry, the bard.
The bar, the bird
Same
bar,
difference.
in the bird bar.
Okay, and that is Molly and Seymour in initiative. Chirrup, start us off.
Remind me, can I non-lethal range attacks?
Yes.
Okay. Well, since all my fun
I
has
mean,
been
unless you're a
taken away-
cop.
oh. So we're trying to knock them out. Stealth has failed. These guys are obviously looking hostile. I will non-lethally shoot at that one. You know, just give Max a look. Like, come on, please.
I'm trying.
Crap. Do I still have the repeating crossbow? I think I do.
yes, you do.
Okay. Thank you. Oh, nope, never mind. Bonus action, dodge as I move to the back.
Bonus
Yeah, you're
action,
too
I'll-
busy looking. You're too busy looking at for Max's approval, and yeah, your crossbow fires off unexpectedly.
Alrighty, it's a whiff anyway, and then that's it for me.
All right, that takes us to Seymour, who is, of course, going to do his cantrippy stuff. That is going to hit for 5 force damage. I think he gets 2 of them. 12. Ooh. Second one fires wide into the water. That takes us to Haboob.
Okay, non-lethal shots as everyone. I'm gonna just give Max a look of disapproval. It's like, there, are you happy now? It's like, and a non-lethal shot at the same character
Not really.
Cherub was aiming at. There we go. Oh, where's my snake? There we go.
.22 will strike.
With a 26.
Oh,
Again, non-lethal.
non-lethal. Yeah, they are almost immediately shot splash back in the water. They are floating. They are quite unconscious.
There,
They can breathe water.
there.
Yep.
You
Oh
happy
yeah,
now,
no,
Max?
he's fine, but he is definitely unconscious.
There, you happy now? That's it for me.
All right. Actually, I'll mark them with a big red dot so you know he's out. Any movement? Oh no, you're
I
standing.
can't. No,
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah, I'm good.
All right. All right. Enjoy some spiked growth as the plants around you erupt and hard spikes and thorns surround you all.
Oof.
And this guy will and splash into the water. This guy will run to here, get a javelin. This guy come to shore. Yeah, most of you see a pair of lizard folk attempt to quietly swim up, but they are quite visible as their stealth roll was brutal. And two more are there. So, Ian, this one with the red dot is already knocked unconscious. The party is trying to go non-lethal and as quiet as possible. The ground around them has just erupted in spike growth.
Why am I over here?
Because you moved out of the way. Your turn is already gone.
Oh, okay.
You fired 2 Eldritch Blasts, 1 hit. And then
Got it.
Haboob, not overkilled, over unconscious the guy.
All right. Am I hiding in
Julius.
this bush?
Yeah, you're ducking down there. Julius,
All right.
there are 2 javelins coming your way. That is a 23 to hit for 4 piercing damage,
Okay.
and a 13, which does not hit. And then they will just sort of duck under the water. They're not hidden. This guy. 30 feet. Next to you, Seymour, but that is all they can do. Takes us to Molly.
Oh, here, you run, Molly, because I have no clue. I am so brain dead right now. I assume
Yeah.
spiritual weapon, but it's
Yeah.
a spiritual baton, and it just starts knocking them on the head.
It's a scythe and hammer. So it's
Flame
just the
strike.
hammer part.
She
Spiritual
doesn't
nerf
have spiritual weapon.
Yeah, she doesn't take it.
Oh, that's a different character, isn't it?
No,
Yeah.
no, she does Moonbeam before. She doesn't have spiritual weapon.
She doesn't have Moonbeam either.
Because Moonbeam is a
Old Sacred
subclass
Flame
spell.
creature. Choose Sacred Flame.
Now, before we do Sacred Flame, is Sacred Flame really bright? Shiny?
Yes. Yes,
She's
it is
never-
white, radiant fire that comes down from the sky.
Maybe
She's
not.
never used Spirit Guardians.
No, but that wouldn't.
Yeah, it's not her.
She can't. Well, I mean, she could, but she'd have to wade through all of the spike growth to get out to use it.
Would Spirit Guardians just be Stalin and Marx and Lenin surrounding her?
Yeah,
they're
30
all,
feet. She can't do Insight Greed. Nobody's close enough.
Usually she shoots stuff in those points.
They've all got their arms crossed and they're dancing.
Yeah, she's just gonna have to light crossbow. She's gonna go after that guy that shot at Julius.
The one who shot at
That
me.
is the one who hit you. That is her second critical for, sadly, a grand total of 5 piercing damage. She got a crit on stealth as well. That takes us to Julius.
Julius is going to look at Max and ask, are you able to wade through this?
I just looked up the spell. 2d 4 points of damage for every 5 feet. So I need to travel at least 15 feet. That means I need to tank 64 damage. I've got how many hit points? 64. I should be okay,
Okay.
but
Well,
I
then-
am gonna be taking something.
Well, that'll be something for Molly to do next turn. I look at Maximilian T. Justice and I cast Haste.
All right.
Is that a touch spell? No, it's within 30 feet, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right.
I promise not to lose concentration immediately this time.
Any movement, any bonus
I
action?
appreciate it.
You know what? I don't think I'm going to move.
All right. Dr. Badmay Eisen.
All right.
By the way, this is a weird effect. You feel a little bit faster because you're within 5 feet of me. If you want to move, you can move an additional, I believe, 10 feet this round.
Do you also ignore difficult terrain?
I'm looking that up. Aura of Alacrity. Allowing you to move. Walk speed increased by 10 feet. Says nothing about difficult terrain.
All right. Crap. Oh. No, I know exactly what I'm doing. I just need to figure out exactly how this works properly. Okay. I assume you're going to choose to fail this. That's perfectly fine. All right. I need to pick a point within 90 feet of me. Oh, boy.
Is this a silent fireball?
No. This isn't fireball. This is me basically shouting ejection. Okay.
Eject the warp core.
Well, I'm warping space and time. I'm a mad scientist.
You know, Dispel Magic is also a good solution to this.
Yes, but I can't do that yet. I only have second level spells. Speaking of,
How are
second
you
level spell.
downplaying warping space and time? That's way better than Dispel Magic.
So Max,
Yes.
if you choose to fail this willingly,
This
I
is gonna be
teleport
weird,
you.
but okay. All right. Send me into the middle.
So like I can send you 90 feet from me, which is like
I'm okay with this. I've got
over
a lot
here.
right now.
So yeah, I'll drop you, I guess, here.
Thank you.
Boom.
That is some solid ass teamwork.
Well, it's just one of those things that I'm like, I don't need web. I'll take vortex warp in case someone gets grappled or something.
I'd be like, okay, well, this is weird, and off I go.
Wait,
I literally
no.
push you and you just sort of phase out of existence and pop back into place.
Max, how do you know you're the same Max that went through the portal?
I will leave these theological discussions to the forums.
Max strokes his new goatee and says, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yes, I'm the good one.
Any movement, any bonus actions, Badmay?
Bonus actions. Yes. So Frankie moves 30 feet, and we'll launch a force strike at the injured one under the water, non-lethal.
All right.
Yeah, that hits for 4.
Absolutely.
And that's my turn.
All right. Max, you are hasted and you have just appeared in front of a very surprised-looking lizard folk warrior.
I sure have, and I'm gonna pop up here to give myself all sorts of reach. And I'm just looking at the definition of haste, and I do believe I only get 1 additional attack on this.
Yeah, so you'll have 3 attacks total.
3 attacks. All right. Time to make this suck. Ice Picker, Dragon Slayer. Have I determined if Dragon Slayer will do additional damage to these guys?
Lizard folk are not draconic.
Okay. then it's ice pick time. So, one immediately below me.
Oh, 26 will clearly strike for 12 damage. They're still up. 16 will also strike, rendering him unconscious.
All right, and the guy immediately beside me for not so much damage, and then I'm going to move in.
All right, yeah, 25. So yeah, 3 quick whoosh, 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 stabs with ice pick as you just feel this vibrating energy as you love being hasted. And that'll take us to top of the round and Chirrup.
I forgot to
Alrighty.
shield bash. Oh well.
You can still shield bash.
It's difficult terrain to get out of this thing because that's the vines, right?
Yes, every
Okay.
movement, every 5 feet will cost you 10 feet.
Okay, so long as it's not going to damage me, I'm okay with that. So I'm just going. Oh, no.
I'm not even going to roll against that, Max.
And he's gonna. We're pretty sure that it is gonna damage you, right? Like we saw the spikes come out of the ground.
Yes, it's
Yeah, you've seen the plants wrap and warp and become sort of thorny and full of and spiky.
Oh, it is spike growth. Okay, I thought it was just like something else.
Do
that's
your
just angry, not
characters
actually
know that?
damaging.
Roll me an
You-
Arcana check.
we
You
do know
outright
that
called
because
it.
Well,
spike
to be
growth.
fair, like my original thought was like, oh, I'm going to move this way, but there's an enemy there. Okay, I'm going to move this way, but there's enemies there.
there was
So you know,
there was a dwarven vault that had effectively a mechanical spike growth in it.
That's true.
yeah, you know what? Like my first thought was, hey, Chirrup's going to move out of this and just make a slow way out. But like, you know what? No matter which way he moves, he's moving towards danger, and he wouldn't do that. So I will. God, it's been a while since I've actually cast this. Bonus action, bardically inspire Max over there. That is a D8
All right.
for you, sir. And I will go after this guy. And it's like, we're aiming to kill now, right? We're still trying to knock out.
Knockout.
Okay, all right. I will just pew that one. Well, one pew. There you go.
That will strike for 9 piercing damage.
Don't say hurtful things, Julius.
That was Brendan, not Julius.
Say,
Then why
don't
did
say
it say
hurtful things,
Julius?
Brendan.
Because I'm not changing it every time.
All right, that takes us to Seymour. You have one of these large lizard renders right up in your face that Chirrup has just shot with a crossbow bolt.
In defense.
Non-lethally.
Yes.
Well, nobody said anything about not killing these things.
Anyway,
True.
so Index missed his turn last turn. So can he have followed me on my turn?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll say
Index-
because yeah,
did
you could have
Index
called
come
him. You
back?
could have called him. I'll say you could just meet him here. You would have told him which sort of edge of the lake you guys are at. So yeah, he can
Okay,
fly
yeah,
in.
sorry, baby's being grumpy, so I'm missing a big piece of why we're here. I'm also... Whoever made this map only did half of it, then mirrored it, and that is really bugging me.
I mirrored it because yeah, they only made it wide enough for one.
I know, but once I realized it's mirrored, I just can't
yeah.
unsee it.
It's the same village. That's all it is. They just put in 2 huts. It's good.
Well, no, if there weren't 7 of you, 1 hut would suffice.
Yes.
That's all our fault. Okay, yeah. So Index can be with us, or he's just on the map. Oh, he's up there.
He's with you. Yeah, he's flying in from the center of the lake.
Oh, okay. Let me see then. That changes things. I thought he was over there.
So what we're doing is we're knocking these guys out and jacking the ride.
Oh, 76 feet. So double move for Index on his turn, and now we're on Seymour's turn. That was for last one. Index is still invisible because that's how he was when he was scouting. And I am going to try not to get eaten. This thing's tried to eat me already, all right? Right?
No, it just ran right up to you. It had to dash to get to you.
Yeah, but it's got a big old mouth. It looks like it's gonna
Sure
try and eat
does.
me.
It'll try.
I'm gonna just. I don't carry a weapon. And I don't want to use my last spell slot, so I'm just gonna try and hope he's like a crocodile and hold his mouth shut. God damn it. God damn it. Just god damn it.
Oh, with a 12, it manages to fight off your grapple attempt.
Okay, so that's my attack. I'm going to use my bonus action with my investment in the chain. Yeah, and make Index attack him
All right.
non-lethally.
A 12 will not pierce this creature's tough hide.
Oh my god. God damn it, Index. I'm done. Just eat me! Eat me! I give up! And I'm going to
Haboob.
go put Cash to bed, so I'll be right back.
All right.
Oh, sorry.
You see Seymour basically prostrate himself in front of this creature and is yelling, "Eat me!" at it.
Seymour's found a new god.
Oh, jeez. My only question is this: how much is this? How much movement is it going to take for me to get out of here? Is it heavy?
It's difficult terrain, so each square costs 10 feet of movement.
Sorry, I'm not trying to move. I'm trying to do the
So
damage.
1, 2, 3. It's 30 feet to get right beside Seymour here.
Okay, so yeah, I think that should be enough, and yeah, help out.
All right.
What am I rolling for this? Athletics? Sorry,
What are you trying to do?
pull him out. Just pull him away.
he's-
Oh,
All
just-
right.
Just knock him on the head. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Just knock him on the head. It's like
You take 13 piercing damage as you make your way through this spike growth.
I will not use that. Okay, I'll take 13. I will not use that yet.
All right, yeah. And if you want to grab Seymour and just like pull him away beside you.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, if I can pull him all the way to the opposite side, away from the screech, it's just I don't know if I could do that.
Well, yeah, if you want to do that, then you'll
fine.
move him 2, 4. You'll move him 3 squares, which means it's going to be 64 damage. So he takes a total of 16 piercing damage.
Hope the pain brings him back to reality.
Why are you doing this?
I'm guessing that would be it for me.
All right. That takes us to the shaman, who only has concentration spells except for plant growth. So he's going to pop up out of the water and produce flame. He'll throw some fire at you, Maximilian.
What did I do?
You teleported across and started stabbing people. That is a 20 to hit, which will not beat your armor class.
Nope, 24.
And he'll just duck back under the water. Hey, he could have heat metaled you, so, you know.
That's true.
Lizard folk. Yeah. This one will stand up. And the two of them will attempt to, stab you with a javelin. Hey, that's a critical hit for 12 piercing damage.
Nice.
That is a 12, which misses, and then they will both attempt to bite. That is a 20, and their critical hit is just a 24. That is a 20, which does not hit, and a 6, which does not hit. So their teeth grab onto your pauldrons and just like, but neither of them can get through your armor.
Oh man, you guys got to chip a tooth.
This guy.
Come on, get in on this.
30 will get to there. All right, he has to get one square down. He can throw a javelin at Haboob. That's a critical hit for 11 piercing damage.
I will uncanny dodge that to half the damage.
Take it down to 5.
Yep, that's what I was waiting for.
All right. Oh. I'm annoyed at myself. Anyway, these two will throw javelins at Julius, who's the only one in range.
Discrimination.
That is a critical hit for 6 piercing damage.
Ow. Well, not actually.
That is a 6, which misses. Sorry, yeah, let's see, I rolled 2 crits for Molly and then wow, sorry. Roll 20's hot for the 20s right now. Then they'll duck back in the water, just getting a bit of cover. They're not hidden. This guy.
Didn't know it was Christmas.
It appears to be. Will swing at Haboob with its claws. From 10 feet away, that is an 18 to hit for 13 slashing damage.
Oof. Yeah.
It will move in, taking damage. It takes 4 damage as it makes its way into you. And then attempts to bite you.
Oh, God.
That is a 22 to hit for 4 piercing. That takes us to Molly. No, that's Seymour. Okay, Molly will healing word Haboob. You heal for 7.
And I'm screaming from inside, it's not, thank you!
And then she will crossbow it. And miss with a 9. Julius.
So the guys above me are both in the water.
They're in the water. They're not under the water, but they're getting partial cover from it. But yeah, they're like bobbing in the water. They know you guys can't move. Yes.
Importantly, they're in the water, so they're resistant to fire damage.
Yes.
I guess.
Zip zap.
So this whole non-lethal thing doesn't apply to the lizard, does it?
No. I mean, depends who you ask. The lizard would say it should.
Seymour desperately tried not to kill it and just hold its mouth shut.
Haboob dragged you 15 feet. You took a fair bit of damage from the spike growth because of that.
Oh!
It's worth it to get rid of the spike growth if I use another 3rd level spell slot.
Well, it's locking us down pretty effectively.
It is, but it also means he's not concentrating on anything.
Yeah, it's true. Where's our shaman friend, by the way?
He's under the water.
Yeah, he's around there.
All right.
He popped up out of the water, threw some fire at you, and ducked back under the water.
I'm going to hold on to my spell slot for right now, because nobody in the spike growth needs to be close to deal damage.
No, luckily you've got a bunch of ranged attackers.
So instead, I'm going to non-lethal throw a firebolt at, we'll say this gentleman. Ugh.
An 11 will not strike your opponent.
And then I will go prone. Because they ain't coming in.
It's uncomfortable. You don't take any damage, but it is uncomfortable. Clever. Takes us to Badme.
All right. So this guy over here is still up and kicking,
Yep.
right?
Yes, the ones with the red dots are unconscious.
Okay. Yeah. My spells are not really meant for this. All right. I'm gonna target instead. I'm gonna target the big lizard with a firebolt.
21 will strike for 14 fire damage.
And then Frankie's going to go after the same guy. I forgot to say Frankie was flying like 15 feet above the water.
I assume so.
He's flying 15 feet above the water, and he strikes. It's a 15 hit.
15 will not strike. They have
Even
just
from
enough
above?
cover. Yeah, they have just enough cover that
Damn.
that takes care of it.
That is my turn. That is my action and bonus action, and I'm not stupid enough to move.
All right. That takes us to hasted Max.
All right.
Oh, did Index die?
Nope. Index is just fine. Your turn hasn't come back around.
No, it was Index's turn.
Well, Index rolled an 11, so I just put him in the correct order.
All right.
So yeah, Index will get a turn after. So go for it, and then Max.
You're inspired, Max.
Well, Index first, then Max.
Oh, I mean, Index can't attack on his own. I have to use my attack action for it. So, where was the shaman? Which one was he?
He is somewhere under the water around this raft.
All right. Index is going to, as his action, turned invisible. Because when he attacked, he would have
Become visible.
and end about there.
All right, that takes us to Maximilian.
Oh,
Hasted
splashing.
and
Splashing down into the water, can he see the shaman over there? He's got 120 feet of dark vision.
yeah, he sees the shaman basically right there under the water beside the raft.
Sweet, done.
Max, you are hasted. You have bardic inspiration.
Okay. So I'm going to attempt to knock this guy down again. I am going to use my bardic inspiration to make him actually go down. 17.
17 beats his 4. He is prone once again.
All right. This at advantage. 17 to hit for 16 damage.
17 will strike. They are unconscious.
All right. Can't knock this guy down, unfortunately, because that was my bonus action. But I've got one of these. That's going to miss. I got another one of these, and that's going to miss even harder.
Yeah, you swing, but yeah, your feet are just getting stuck in this sort of mud here at the edge of the lake. You are unable to get good purchase.
Okay, I will back up a little bit to keep this guy between the shaman and me.
All right.
That's it. Yep.
That takes us to top of the round in Shurup.
Doop boop doo doo. Don't think I have anything else I can really do. You know what? I am going to. No, that's going to hit Max. No, I can. I will fairy fire these guys up here. These 3.
Oh, 2 of these are with the red dots. They're unconscious.
Right, the red dot. Okay, never mind. So Max only got the one up there, and then never mind. And you're unconscious. Yeah, there's no real big group, so I'm just gonna go after that guy again, non-lethally. Pew. And I am
A
down
9 bounces harmlessly off this thing's tough hide.
God damn.
No
Bonus
movement.
action. No, I ain't moving yet. No one's really getting into range. for me to bonus action. I want to hang on to my inspirations. Bonus action dodge, because I don't really want to do anything else with my bonus action right now. I want to hang on to some stuff.
Wait, how do you have bonus action dodge?
Cutting
Second
action.
level rogue.
Yeah.
That's dash, disengage, hide.
Oh, correct.
Right, monk.
You're not a monk.
All right, never mind. That's it, because the only bonus action I really have is to inspire, and I want to hang on to those.
All right. That takes us to Seymour. Haboob has just dragged you through the spike growth.
Yep. Okay. And with that, you'll see Seymour's eyes roll back into the back of the back of his head, and he's gonna speak through Index, who's now in the water, right?
Yes.
And I can see the shaman over there. It's was it Bogclaw or Bogna? Sorry, it's Ian asking. Not
Bogclaw.
That's what I thought, but I want to make sure. I am going to, because I can now speak through Index, through the underwater, and, you know, as a DM, how far this travels, I don't know. It might hit other lizard folk that I can't see. Leave the dragon. Bogclaw will help the lizard folk move forward. You and your friends do not have to perish. And I'm very, I'm being very sincere. Persuasion.
All right. With disadvantage, as you are currently fighting this creature and it doesn't know you're not trying to kill it. That is a 12. All right. Anything more for Seymour?
Well, I'm going to get my face out of the spikes. And do I take damage if I move, or if I move quickly?
If you move.
Well, it can still eat the cat, so...
2d4.
That was... Actually, it doesn't say. It just says I can speak through him. It doesn't say I have to use an action, so I'm still good to go. Okay.
Yeah, that's just you. Well, I mean, it's an action to make a persuasion check.
Oh, it is. You're right. Yeah. Okay. Well, let me just double check one thing. Bonus action. BM. Haboob.
Yes.
That guy said you can't kill him. And I'm going to give 4d6 healing to Haboob.
God damn.
Damn.
Nice.
Happy.
Haboob's got to drag you through spike growth more often. And that takes us to Haboob.
And I'm like, why yada? Who said it? Who said it? Why I yada do that? Okay. Who's the guy you were pointing at, Seymour?
The lizard.
Oh, I'm assuming this guy right here.
No, the one right in front of you, the one that you are between me and it.
Oh,
I am very incentivized for you to kill before it kills you and eats me.
Okay, my bow is going to be disadvantaged on this one at this range, but I'm still going to use it. That just makes
You
it a
don't have to listen to me.
I mean, I still have to move, and
I mean, why start now?
Can you get on the lizard?
I feel like the healing was the more important part of it for Seymour, to make sure that there's at least a body between him and the monster.
Okay, this is going to sound silly because I just realized something. Patrick, how would my Zorn Soul boots work in this ground?
Seymour standing alone.
You can dig through this, no problem.
I will start digging through this. I activate the freaking boots.
You coward!
Fuck you!
Am I gonna have to run down there?
No, before I use my soul boots, because there's multiple actions I have to use. Number one, disengage with using cunning action because this lizard. I don't want this thing coming after me. Number two, I'm gonna use my feline agility. Number three, my zone soul boots is gonna be activated at this time. This is where I'm gonna run underneath this fucker, away from this place. So,
Went to backseat.
418. No, so I read that wrong. Sorry, 60. Yeah, I'm gonna move this far away.
All right, yeah, you duck, burrowing down under the ground. The creature will get an attack of opportunity.
I'm disengaged.
You
With
disengage.
this,
Oh,
with
you
my
disengaged?
with,
Oh, right.
Yeah.
with my cunning
Yeah,
action.
you
so-
absolutely can. Yeah, you pop out of the ground over there. You see Seymour shaking his fist at you.
I make the what the fuck sign to the lizard. I'm like, what the hell is going on?
I go down the tunnel, and if you remember Homer Simpson from the movie giving the middle finger as he goes down the pit, yeah, I'm giving you the finger. I'm out of here.
Wait. That means I can shoot you in the head with arrows a bunch of times and stab you.
I disengaged, so you can't.
Then it's not The Simpsons.
It's going to
Uh,
send Index after you.
He
yeah.
doesn't sleep. He can go underwater. to
All
the
right,
air.
so Haboob, you disengage, you burrow under the ground, underneath the spike growth, and pop up across the field. What would you like to do?
Just take a shot at this thing that's next to Seymour. I mean, would this count?
Well, no, you had to use your action to disengage
I
because
did,
it
I
is
did.
a bonus action to activate your boots.
I did. Oh, damn. I really don't have anything else to do other than stand here and wave at Seymour. How you doing? That's it for me.
All right.
What do they make the strings of violins out of?
Cat gut.
Good to know.
Nylon. In the modern day.
Yes.
Piano wire?
All right.
Perfect for garroting.
That's cheese wire.
All right. Max, from under the water comes this whoosh, long vine-like whip wrapped in thorns.
I use all my skills to avoid it.
That is a critical hit. That is another 24 to hit. You take 17 piercing damage.
Okay, that'll be that.
And you are pulled 10 feet into the water.
All right, I'll let you do the direction.
How many orphans drowned in swamp does my newspaper have to have?
Yeah, so Max, you are pulled under the water. It is probably about chest height when you stand back up. But yeah, your feet are slowly kind of sinking in the mud, which means nothing to you because you're hasted.
Yes. Do I know where he is?
Yes, you saw it clearly come from under the water over here.
Fantastic.
He still has his movement, though.
Understood.
Can I point to this lizard where that prick went?
I need Index to hover over where he is.
Yeah, Index sees him swim away to a different spot.
Index is underwater. You can't actually see Index.
Yes, but I need him to emerge from the water and point down.
So you have to scream that for Seymour or Index to know.
True. I don't know. I'll deal with this right
Free
now.
action. You can scream it. We'll do it.
Point him out.
There we go.
It's going to move in, taking another little bit of damage. 5 more damage to it.
It's found a tasty snack.
It has. It is
I'm
going
just
to...
like, hey.
It bites at Seymour. That is a 16 to hit for 10 piercing.
Yeah,
and
I
then
always hit.
slashes at Molly, but that is a 12, which does not hit. That takes us to the lizard folk.
Hey, just think somebody thinks you're tasty.
Everyone thinks I'm tasty. Look at this ass.
I do not think you're tasty, Seymour Sunkiss.
Have you looked at this ass?
Yeah, Molly's got all her hit points. That is fine. All right. Good. This guy's going to move into here, coming out of the water with a blowgun raised, and he's going to shoot a dart at Badme. That is a 14 to hit, which will not strike. And then it will throw its javelin at Julius with disadvantage. That is a 14, which
I will shield.
you shield. All right.
Like, the first one that hasn't been so high, I literally couldn't. I will also give you 2 points of arcane ward back.
All right. The other one will do the same. So blowgun at Badme. That is a 9, which does not hit. And an 11, which does not hit Julius. This one next to you, Max, pulls out a net and tries to throw it over top of you. I honestly, unless they crit, I don't think he can hit you.
He's got disadvantage.
Yep, that is not going to do it. And so then he's going to try and bite you. Wow, close. That's a 23, which does not get through your armor.
Damn.
Takes us to Molly. She will healing word. You, Seymour.
Hooray!
You heal for 7. And the crossbow hits for 6. That takes us to Julius. You are currently prone on the ground.
I will stand up. And then I will firebolt at this gentleman.
All right.
Is that better?
26 will hit for
Oddly
11 fire damage. Still alive. It's the first damage he's taken.
And then I'm going to go prone again.
All right. Index.
Well, Max's orders were pretty much the same as Seymour, so he will do what Max asked. And oh god, I'm gonna have to spend 10 gold again. Find out where is he? Over here?
Yeah, he's over there now.
Yeah, he will fly over there and come up and become visible so Max can see him.
Pointing right underneath him?
Yeah, like he's right below me. And I'm making a big noise so you know exactly where he is. And for now, until Seymour gives him another option, Index will do that. Although, I think he can still do it well invisible because it's not an attack, right? So he can still make lots of noise and get Max's attention from over there. It's only the attack that technically breaks the spell. Yeah, that's a DM roll. Because that's cheese.
Well, he can make noise. It doesn't help Max as much as being able for Max to see him.
Yeah, but he can also make light. Oh wait, no, he
not
can't
you-
cast spells.
light.
No, he can't cast spells. No, he can't. So yeah, I 5 feet above the water.
Please cast
And-
light again, please.
He
He's not
can't
close
cast light. I can cast light through him on my turn. So
Yeah,
right
I-
now he cannot.
I
So
would
he will
rather that
stay
you- Sorry, go ahead.
5 feet above the water and show Max where the asshole is.
Great.
All right.
Oh, but Index will light up
Nope.
with a little tiny lights on his body that show the depth of how far down he is.
How does Index have? Oh, because he's mechanical.
That takes us to Dr. Badme Eisen.
All right. Let me just double check some distances here. Cool, that don't work. Is there something loose enough on the ground I can send in a 30-foot line like this?
Oh, sure. I'd say there's loose stones or rocks, something like that.
Catapult.
A frog.
Non-lethal.
Oh,
I'm
right.
hurling stones. Or frogs or whatever.
The frog probably doesn't think this is non-lethal.
That is an 18 on the first one and a 10 on the second one.
So only the second guy takes the 11 bludgeoning damage.
All right. That immediately bloodies him.
All right, and then Frankie's going to target him from above with a force strike. And that's my bonus action. Oh yeah, 7 points.
Yeah, same guy?
Same guy, yeah.
Yeah, he is looking really rough all of a sudden.
That's my turn.
Maximilian. So
All right.
you know this guy is under the water over here.
Absolutely. I'm going to look at my lizard man friend here, and I'm going to say, watch this. I walk over here, totally tanking the attack of opportunity.
Yeah, he probably won't hit you.
You might.
That is a 20, which does not hit. So you are underwater. At this point, you take a deep breath. And, yep, you see this shaman directly in front of you.
Excellent. Bonus action, I am going to basically knock him on the head with my shield. See if he makes it.
Yeah, this will be disadvantage because you're underwater. But he is not as strong as everybody else. That is a 13. Yep, you knock him prone under the water, so your attacks are now
Just straight.
straight attacks.
All right. So I am going to attempt to hit him 3 times and possibly hit him twice.
That's gorgeous. Jesus Christ, that is gorgeous.
You strike him 3 times.
Oh, that is. Oh,
He's a mage.
If the first two knock him out, I'm going after the third guy again.
Yeah, the first 2 knock him out.
All right. Oh well, that 13 doesn't really do it, but whatever.
The 13 does not hit the other guy.
Yeah.
Hits the mage, but not the other guy.
All right. Now, what about the spike growth?
Oh, the spike growth stays where it is.
Damn it. Someone else.
No, spike growth disappears.
All right. Hit
I don't
me
like the
with fire.
situation that you put me in, Maximilian T. Justice.
All right, so there are 3
You're still prone.
left, and the render. So you guys want to do one more round and then finish it?
Yeah, sure.
That'll finish this encounter.
Yep.
That takes us to Chirrup. Chirrup, you can move freely.
Huzzah! I don't see the point in moving. It's everywhere I move, I'm closer to something. Has everyone been hit at least once? Like around close
Yes.
to us, like these guys?
Yes. Yep. He's been hit once. He's been just hit brutally twice. This guy's been hit a couple of times for little damage.
Okay, I'm gonna go after the one that's most start up there, I think it is.
Yeah, top right is the most injured.
Him. I go for him. Ba-doop. Non-lethal.
14 will not strike your opponent.
Damn it. Really need an extra freaking attack. And we're not trying not to kill anybody. That's an action. That's an action. That's an okay, never mind, I'm done. God damn,
All
I'm
right.
not rolling good.
Takes us to Seymour.
all
You've still
right.
got this lizard right up in your face.
I do. All right, I think I can get these 2. Because that's within 20, within 20. All right, I might hit myself. What if I do here? Okay. Won't hit myself. Okay. So yeah, okay, good. Yeah, so there, so I can hit those two guys. I'm going to. I'm not supposed to have big lizards trying to eat me. There's supposed to be people with shields and armor and, strong chins and not concave chests. But I'll do my best.
Are you talking about me?
So this guy and this guy.
And it'll catch that guy.
This is non-lethal. If he's already down, then he's down, right? It's radiant damage, so it's okay.
No, why'd you do that?
Yeah.
Why'd you do that?
You can't do radiant subdual?
No, you can't hit somebody who's down.
No, that's not the point. Why did
Oh,
you
wait,
make a
which?
big, bright, flashing thing?
Yeah, but it's not greenish light. Oh, I guess I did it again.
I need
It
you
is
to not
dim light.
sabotage this, please.
I did not sabotage. I didn't want to be eaten by a lizard.
Do you want to change your action?
I do if it's gonna make light.
Yeah, a 30-foot globe of light.
I thought it was dim light, so I thought
Still dim light.
Aren't we during the day?
It is just as the sun is setting, going into evening.
I missed that bit. I am sorry. I've been running up and down with the fussy baby all night. Then let's switch it to. Then
I love sickening light. I do.
No, it's just more. I did not. Yeah. I thought we were still in the middle of the day. I'm sorry. Vampiric touch.
14 will not strike your opponent. You reach out. You are unable to actually lay a hand on them.
Oh.
Any movement? Any bonus actions?
I can run, but that'll get me hit. Oh yes, I have a bonus action. Seymour feels so bad for this. Ian feels bad for this. He pulls out the goldfish that he got at the thing. And he's gonna try and get the attention and throw it over. No, I'm not gonna kill the goldfish. No, just let it eat me. God damn it! I can't even kill a goldfish.
You can kill the goldfish.
All right.
No, I can't. Seymour cannot. He holds it up thinking it's going to get him out, and he's like, no, I'll protect you, and puts it back in his coat.
All right. Well, that takes us to Haboob.
Okay, so while Seymour is next to the creature, I don't have to use that skill. But I am going to take a shot at the lizard. Right up its ass.
24 will strike.
Oh, please give me a good damage. Please give me a good damage. 20.
That's pretty good damage. It is really badly hurt, but still on its feet.
Hey, Fido. Hey, Fido, you want to come at me, Fido?
Do you not have sneak attack?
The sneak attack was included. He got 9 sneak. He rolled 6 and 3 1s, unfortunately.
Yeah, it was a
Otherwise, he would have taken it down. It's down to 2 hit points.
So I am going to use a remainder of my action, movement, because my Zone Soul boots are still active, to burrow deep into the ground and just stay there.
All right.
Like maybe 10, 15 feet, that's it.
Okay. Seymour, you will get an attack of opportunity.
For what? I didn't move. Oh.
The big lizard runs around Molly, seeing the larger group of you.
I can't do a cantrip for that, right? It has to be gotta punch him. An attack of opportunity also can't be a grapple attempt, right?
Correct.
Alright, so I'm just gonna punch the motherfucker. He has 2 hit points, right?
He does.
If you connect, you knock him out.
Oh, I don't have an unarmed, so that's D20 plus strength.
Strength.
Are you always proficient with your unarmed?
Yes.
Yes.
So it's your proficiency bonus as well.
What are we at now? 3 or still 4? Or are we at 4? Or we... Oh, 3. There we go.
3.
So 3. So 9, 13, 16.
16 will strike the lizard.
All right,
Oh.
that's 1 plus your strength.
5 damage.
Yep, with those gauntlets, you just saved. That render has an attack that would have allowed him to attack everybody within 10 feet of him. So yeah,
So what, I punched
he
him in
races
the
around
ass?
and you crack him on the top of the head as he starts moving, and he falls unconscious.
It would have been better if he grabbed it by the tail, pulled the tail off, and smacked him with it.
Yeah.
Either way.
Hey,
Not
it's a
dumb.
legitimate escape mechanism most lizards have.
With that, Seymour is just like, oh, fuck me. I think I preferred the boar.
Haboob screams from his tunnel, "You're
Abu
welcome!"
can't see anything.
I can't. It goes up to 30 feet, so I won't be able to feel or see that.
Nope. Julius, you have those two lizard folk that absolutely close in on you.
I'm prone.
I know you are.
It's time for shield.
Yep, gotta hope for it. I've also got 10 points of that, and then other points of Seymour HP.
That is a 16 to hit.
Shield.
All right. That is a 14, which does not hit. That is a 21, which will hit for 4 piercing damage. And that is a 15, which will not hit. This one is going to use its blowgun on you, Seymour. That is a 19 to hit for 1 piercing and 3 poison. Or, sorry, actually, 1 piercing, and then give me a Constitution saving throw, please.
All right. I'm not good at those. But today I am.
Today you are. So, yeah, just the 1 piercing damage. You can feel the poison sort of course into you, but you suffer no effects from it.
You do that to an alcoholic. Really?
And then it throws a javelin at Molly, which does not hit. That takes us to Molly. She is just going to crossbow bolt. That is going to miss. Takes us to Julius. You are prone on the ground with 2 lizard folk right above you.
I would like to stand up.
You stand.
I would like to disengage. And then I'm gonna hobble over here near my friend.
Julius Zoidberg's over to Molly. Any bonus actions?
No.
All right. Index.
I'm just trying as hard as I can to preserve the haste.
Index is... well, that guy's unconscious. We're only fighting...
Oh, yeah, sorry, Julius, you did get hit
I
once.
did not take damage.
Oh, your ward
Ward
covered it. Perfect.
That is like the biggest benefit of the ward is protecting concentration from small hits.
The majority of the party is fine. Seymour still hasn't given him orders, so Index is going to start... Oh, no, Max is right here. No, he'll go help Max and then go secure the shaman. So he'll move up.
Oh, the shaman's unconscious.
Yes, no, yeah, my original plan was just to bring him to shore so we could tie him up. But seeing that Max still has 2-on-1, Index will go invisible as his action and come up behind this one, and Max will see Index sneaking up to do a good hit on this guy.
But if he's invisible, how does he can't see him?
Because he's heading towards it and then goes invisible, so Max can see.
All right. Padme.
All right.
That guy's really badly hurt. This guy's moderately hurt. This guy's moderately hurt.
Okay. Kind of don't want to use any more spell slots if I can get away with it. So, this is where the fun begins. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out my crossbow. I think I have a crossbow here somewhere. I should have a crossbow attack. Sorry, there it is. Light crossbow. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna target this guy with the light crossbow. Non-lethal, of course. Of course, I miss. Frankie will shoot his thing at the more injured guy on the right. I don't think a 13 hits.
13 will miss.
And
actually, a 13 will just hit as he has put his shield down.
Oh, sweet.
4 is exactly what you needed to knock him out.
All right. I will move over here to sort of shield Julius a bit, and that's my turn.
That'll take us to Max.
Okay, so did you say that Index is helping me with
It should
Yes.
have been a help action.
Don't
because
yell.
I thought there
Ooh.
was 2. Oh, did I get loud? Sorry.
Yeah.
extremely
Is that better? Sorry. No, it should. I thought there were 2 there. It was going to be an attack action, but if there was only 1, it should have been a help action.
Yeah, it's a help action.
All right. So, does 9 damage do it?
Nope.
Okay.
This guy's uninjured.
He is. Now, did I click that or did I not click that? I did not click that. Damn it.
A 10 will not hit.
Oh my
and
god.
11 will not hit.
Do I have help on every action or just the first?
First.
On everyone.
Oh,
Oh,
what about a 17?
Yeah, I'll say you left the water. So yeah, 17 will definitely hit, and 12 is exactly what he had left.
Okay.
He is unconscious in the water as well. So at this point, I will say these last 2 you guys are able to take care of. You'll be able to drag all of the lizard folk to shore. Well, this guy has 12 hit points. This guy has 11. They're not gonna get around anyway.
They finally listened to Seymour.
Barge helm.
Yeah. Well, you used your 3 attacks anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, with that, you are able to tie them up. Trelara and some of the lizard folks from Bogclaw's tribe will drag them off into the deeper parts of the marsh. You can take a short rest, and then we will pick up next week with you taking one of the rafts out to the center of the lake.
All
Do you
right.
want to go to the bell tower or to the other building?
Can we make a decision now and then change
That's
it?
why I'm asking you.
And then change
Yeah.
it next week?
Well, they're both set up, but I just want to know.
Do we go for the watchtower or do we go for the main building first?
Watchtower.
Watchtower.
It's watchtower? All right. Sounds like it's
yeah, it's in
watchtower.
the song. We have to.
All right.
That's true. Okay. Short rest.
Yay.
1.
Oh,
If you want to take a short rest, I'm not forcing you, so it's up to you guys. You still know that the dragon has not yet returned,
Oh yeah, we
Oh.
don't want to spend an hour here.
but yeah, you don't know how much time you have left.